Hello, what's up, what's up? It's Jay Barabee here, and today it is time to look at your business plan, your goals, your first quarter. Because now, as of today, is April 10th, and we're 10 days into the second quarter of 2019, which means, dun dun dun, you have 265 days left in the year to achieve your goals. My questions to you are you on track to hit your goals? And if you are, that's awesome. Good for you. If you're not, that's okay too, even if you're not even close. Okay? Now, if no one ever told you that you needed to set goals, then we absolutely need to talk, right? But today we are going to compare your numbers. I'm going to give you the top 3 things that you should be looking at, and those are your numbers, right? Your lead sources, and the challenges and opportunities that you have. And I will break them down for you. And yeah, let's absolutely get into this. So first off, you should be looking at your goals set from last year and this time, and also the last quarter, so the fourth quarter of last year. And the reason you do that, and if you don't have those numbers, that's okay. Right now is the best time. When's the best time to start setting your goals and tracking them? Right now, right? But if you don't have those, that's okay. If you do, you want to look at those and review and see how you compare. Because all of this relates to not just how you compare, but what you're doing well and what you're not doing well. You will find a lot in the numbers, okay? You will find a lot in the data, going through and seeing what your numbers look like and what your plans look like and where you are in relation to your goals. Okay, so let's dive into it. The first thing is your numbers that you're looking to track. And first one is income paid. So how much have you made in the first quarter compared to last quarter of last year or this time last year? What does that look like? And what do you need to do specifically if you're not on track? What do you need to do specifically to get on track? And let's look at why you're not on track. Now, if you are exceeding your income paid, that's awesome. Let's look at why. Have you had a couple of big closings that you don't usually have? Is it a fluke? Sometimes that happens. I can tell you that my average sales price has been $300,000 for a long time, and I've had a couple of sales within 2 months of each other that were $2 million and $2.5 million. Well, that commission was, and those months, that quarter, was obviously more than what my average is usually, okay? So, income paid. With income paid, closed deals. And you relate your closed deals the same way with income paid. If you've closed 10 and you usually close 8, what does that look like and why? It's all about digging into those numbers. Listing appointments. How many listing appointments have you been on in the first quarter? Are you going on qualified listing appointments? Are you converting them? Are you tracking the amount of listings taken that you are taking? Because if you're going on, say, 10 listing appointments, but you're only taking 2 listings, then there's obviously a problem there because that's a 20% conversion rate. You want that conversion rate to be higher. Does that mean that you need to practice your scripts more? Does it mean that you need to qualify your appointments more? Okay, what does that mean? And it could mean a bunch of different things. It just depends on you and where you're at. Listing sold and buyer sales and comparing the two. When you set goals for the year, you set them with the idea based on past history of what percentage of your sales will be listings and what percent will be buyers. Where are you in relation to that? And if it's not on track for moving you in the right direction, then why is that? Is your goal to focus on getting more listings, but you've spent a majority of your time working with buyers? If so, okay, that's a problem, but that's okay. It's time to just recognize that and take it as a challenge or an opportunity. An important one is average hours worked per week and your days worked. This is important because sometimes we get complacent and we don't even realize it. And I can tell you for me, every time I've got complacent in my business and in life in general, something bad really happened. And we have our real estate roller coaster, so we're used to these ups and downs with our commission checks and just not having a consistent business, because most real estate agents don't, let's face it. My goal is to help you get that consistent business. Now, I can tell you with that complacency that I've been in my life, one of those times that was significant was when I had quit, when I was making a lot of money when I first got into real estate, and then that led to more complacency. Then I had time. I was working less. Because I didn't think I needed to work. I thought everything was good. I started drinking more. Okay, so and then that led to a bad time in my life. But we all have this, okay, because it's life and life gets in the way. It's just our job to look at the issues that we have and what we have in front of us, and to use those as opportunities to absolutely propel forward. So don't get complacent. That's a big deal. Make sure that you're on track for what you're supposed to work, and then things will follow, right? Show up. That's the first thing. Show up. Okay, and then the last two are total hours prospected and your total contacts. Let's face it, you have to prospect. You need to lead generate. You have to bring in new business, whatever way it is. Okay, and then we'll get into that, which is the sources of business, which is the second thing I want you to look at for your when you're tracking your first quarter results. But how much are you prospecting? Are you lead generating 2 hours a day? Is it 3 hours a day? How much per week? And how many contacts are you making? And are you doing it consistently? If you're not, well, that's probably reflecting on why you're not hitting your goals if you're not hitting your goals. Now, if you are and you're exceeding the amount of hours prospected or the amount of contacts that you set for yourself, and your numbers as far as income paid and closed deals are lower, then there's obviously a problem there too. And that's most likely that you're focused on the wrong lead sources because they're converting at a lower rate. Does this make sense? I'll answer for you. Yes, it does. So let's move on to number two, right? Number two is to look at your lead sources. Different lead sources, meaning it can be outbound prospecting, which is expired, for sale by owner, absentee owner, just listed, just sold, database. It could be things like that. Or it could be inbound if you're paying for leads anywhere, and or if just referrals come in out of the blue. Okay, those are inbound leads. Now, how much time are you focusing on them, and how profitable are they, and how destructive are they too? Because I can tell you this, there's different lead sources for different people. For example, I am really good, and I've always been really good at influencing an expired listing and for sale by owners into helping them do what they need to do and do what they want to do. I've been very good at that over my career and a very high conversion rate. My wife, for example, she is, gosh, how do I say this? Because she's going to watch this. She doesn't love that, okay? She doesn't love that. And, of course, I don't love it, but I really kind of like it. It's the best. It's the better of the other things that I could be doing with my time. Well, Jessica, my wife, is really good at door knocking. Okay, and I can tell you, like in her career, we have figured out how many doors she has knocked on and how many closed sales have come from that. And it's 1 out of, and trust me, this will blow you away, but it's 1 out of every 5 knocked on doors for her has converted to a closed sale, which is amazing. So she's really good at that, and that's what we want her to focus on. We don't want her to be calling expired and cancels. So, is your sources of business that you're focusing on, are they the right sources of business? And are you tracking that? Because if you're not tracking that, and if you don't have a plan, and if you don't have multiple sources of leads that are coming in, then guess what? You're in for a rude awakening, because right now, as of April 10th, 2019, our market is shifting, okay? And you need to be prepared. And if you're focused only on one or two different lead sources, and if you don't have a consistent plan that is replicatable and can move you away from your business in the future, then guess what? Like, you're going to have problems, and we need to talk, right? Those are your lead sources. And that's the second thing that I want you to look at for your recap. The third thing is the challenges and opportunities. Now, a lot of times we view problems in our business as failures or setbacks, and these things happen to us all the time. It's just the life of an independent contractor and a salesperson. We have these things that shake us up, and it's like, okay, I can't get past this. But I urge you, okay, to focus problems, right? The word problem, change it and focus on opportunities, okay? Opportunities. Every problem is an opportunity, okay? It's only a challenge. It's not even really a problem. Am I right? It's only a challenge. And sometimes you don't overcome that challenge because maybe it's an opportunity to do something else. Or maybe it's an opportunity to learn. Think about this. Think about a time in your life that you had a really tough time, okay? You might have viewed it as a problem or a failure or a setback or a mistake, whatever word you use. But think about that time and think about where you are now in your life. Because that has helped, that moment, okay, that problem has helped shape your life to where you are now. Now, has there ever been a time to where you had an issue or a problem in your life where you didn't come out, happy that you actually experienced it? Because this is what life's all about. We can't just have like great things happen to us all the time. If we did, we wouldn't appreciate those. Like, we need bad stuff to happen to us at times, which kind of sucks, right? But it's all about how we view that. And I constantly tell people I know, and my wife and I talk about this as well, every decade as we grow older together, things don't get easier, okay? Like, life doesn't get easier. Life gets more difficult. There's different problems. Problems don't go away. They're different, and there's more of them. So we are gifted, right? All of us, we're gifted with the opportunity to view any challenges that we have as opportunities and to learn from them so that we can better cope and better plan and just handle any challenges that we have in the future. Does this make sense? I'll answer for you again. Yes, it does. Okay, cool. So yeah, challenges as opportunities. So to recap those three things that I want you to look at right now in your business, and again, if you don't have a business plan, I'm going to include down below a link to download a free business plan. So I'm going to give you a free business plan. Now you don't have any what? Boom! Excuses! Yes, you have no excuses. You have to download that free business plan if you don't have one. If you don't have a good one, download the free business plan. If you want to just compare the business plan that you have now compared to that to an awesome business plan, download the business plan. There's no reason why you shouldn't. Trust me, okay? It's pretty awesome. And then if you don't think that it's the best planning tool that you've ever seen for a real estate agent, then I want you to message me and tell me what needs to be improved, and I'll make it. Because I'm telling you, I've seen them all out there, and this one's pretty dope. That's it about that, okay? So yeah, you can download that free business plan. But to recap, number one, I want you to look at your numbers and just compare those to where you were before. Number two, look at your lead sources. Are they fit for you specifically? Do you feel that there's too much like friction between you and prospecting those lead sources? Are you tracking the lead sources and their conversion rates? And do you have a plan for those lead sources? And do you have various ones? Okay, it's really, really important. I want you to focus on that. And if you don't have a good strategy for your lead sources, then I absolutely want to talk to you about Sell University, because sounds like you'd be a really good fit for that. Sell University is a membership community that I've built that offers training, support, coaching, everything you need, from leads to systems to sales, and so much more. Okay, support, accountability, everything you need. And this will help you build the business that you want. And that link will be below for you too. and you can check that out, because guess what? There's no reason that you shouldn't check that out and see what is out there, right? If what I'm making, if what I'm saying makes sense, then check it out. So that'll be down below as well. And then the third thing is your challenges, problems, setbacks, whatever the hell you want to call them, right? Viewing them as opportunities, okay? And you know what that's going to do as well? Your mindset, it's going to help your mindset significantly. So I want you to pay attention to that as well. So those three things, if you work on those three things, your second quarter, your third quarter, your fourth quarter are going to kick ass. And you want to kick ass, don't you? It's up to you, okay? Everybody's counting on you. Let's make it happen, because you have everything that you need inside you. And I am not kidding. I know this for a fact. Okay, boom. That's enough for now. I will see you later, and you have an awesome day. Go get it.